Shall I compare thee to a summer's day in Miami? I think that's what we have to do right now. I mean, look, that's what we're dealing with these temperatures. Look at Providence today, 93 degrees. That's your high temperature, your forecast high. Miami today is going to be 91. And by the way, that is Miami, Florida, not Miami, Ohio. So I'm not being tricky with you. I'm just showing you how darn hot it's going to be this afternoon. And for all the heat, it's going to feel even hotter. More on that in a second, but let's get the wide view of the temperatures. Not just feeling like Miami in Providence today, but at 94 degrees in Taunton, you'll be feeling very much the same. Norwood, 94 degrees today, 95 in Boston, looking at Smithfield at 91, 86 in Westerly, and 85 in Newport. So not too much relief at the beaches today. Again, you throw the humidity in there, and that's where things get really rough and tumble. It's going to feel like it's triple digits this afternoon. Very similar to what we saw yesterday, right? What we felt yesterday. And when you have this much moisture in the air, when it's this humid and this hot, your body really struggles to cool down effectively. That sweat that forms in your skin, it doesn't evaporate into the air as effectively because the air already has so much moisture. It doesn't need yours anymore. I know it's kind of gross, but it's just the reality of it, right? It's the science of sweat. Heat advisory today. For just that reason, you can see extending across so much of southern New England, really through the entirety of the state of Rhode Island, back down the south shore of Massachusetts, and even into parts of eastern Connecticut as well. Now, satellite and radar things are pretty quiet right now, so there's a little good news for those of you who are not hoping for rain or thunderstorms, but there's still more activity on the way. You can see off to the west here in the Ohio Valley, we have our next system, our next front starting to move through the Buckeye State here. We're going to keep a close eye on that as some energy out ahead of it could spark off a couple nasty thunderstorms later today. The SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, has put parts of New England into not just the marginal risk here for isolated storms in green, but even a slight risk. That's a 2 out of 5 depicted by the yellow shading on the screen. Now you can see that's a little bit further to the west of us, back into the great state of Rhode Island. We're looking at more in the way of those run-of-the-mill thunderstorms late tonight. That said, if you're doing any traveling, I just want to make sure you're aware you could get some nasty thunderstorms later on. I really do mean later on as well. Look at the clock here on Futurecast. 5:15 p.m. and these storms certainly have not reached New England yet, still moving through parts of upstate New York. By the time we get to 8, 9 o'clock, that's when they start to press back through southern New England. And again, you can see that kind of bowing shape. That to me says, hey, there's some gusty winds here. Keep an eye out for that. Easy come, easy go. By the time again that the storms reach Rhode Island, I really do think that they're going to be a little less powerful, which is good news for us. That said, we're not totally done just yet. Take a look at what happens tomorrow. We're back into that area of thunderstorms late in the day, just like we're looking at today. I think some of those could be punchy as well, so keep that in mind. And of course, we're still hot tomorrow too. But the thunderstorms that linger Thursday morning are kind of the last of it all, including the last of the heat. Temperatures drop dramatically just in time for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And by the way, that moisture, long gone as well. It's going to be nice and dry. You're going to love it.